Our next speaker is Pete Tomassi. Pete is working on Project 4 from the Interpretive Reading Manual, the play. His evaluator will be Mike Prusnick. Mike, could you stand and read the objectives of Pete's presentation?
Pete's objectives are to adapt a play for interpretive reading and to portray several characters in one reading, identifying them to the audience through voice changes and movement. He has 12 to 15 minutes.
Pete will be reading Act 1 of Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman. Light has arisen in the boy's room. On scene, Willie is heard talking to himself. 80,000 and a little laugh. Biff gets out of bed, comes downstage a bit, and stands attentively. Biff, 2 years older than his brother, happy, well-built, in those days bears a worn air and seems less self-assured. He has exceeded less, and his dreams are stronger and less acceptable than Happy's. Happy is tall, powerful made. He, like his brother, is lost, but in a different way, for he has never allowed himself to turn his face towards defeat, and is thus more confused and hard-skinned, although seemingly more content. Please welcome Pete Tomassi.
He's going to get his license taken away if he keeps that up. I'm getting nervous about him, you know, Biff? His eyes are going. No, I've driven with him. He sees all right. He just doesn't keep his mind on it. I drove into the city with him last week. He stops at a green light, and then it turns red and he goes. Maybe he's colorblind. Pop? He's got the finest eye for color in the business. You know that. I'm going to sleep. You're not still sour on Dad, are you, Biff? He's all right, I guess. You smoking? Want one? I can never sleep when I smell it. Funny, Biff. You know, us sleeping in here again, the old beds, all the talk that went across these two beds, huh? Our whole lives. Yeah, a lot of dreams and plans. Remember that Betsy something? What was her name over on Bushwick Avenue? With the collie dog. That's the one. Yeah. You taught me everything I know about women. Don't forget that. I bet you forgot just how bashful you used to be, especially with the girls. Oh, I still am, Biff. Oh, go on. I just control it. I think I got less bashful, and you got more so. What happened, Biff? Where's the old humor? The old confidence? What's the matter? Why does Dad mock me all the time? He's not mocking you. Everything I say, there's a twist of mockery on his face. I can't get near him. He just wants you to make good. That's all. I wanted to talk to you about him. Dad, for a long time, Biff, something's happening to him. He talks to himself. I noticed that this morning, but he always mumbled. But not so noticeable. It got so embarrassing, I sent him to Florida. And you know something? most of the time he's talking to you. What's he say about me? I can't make it out. I think the fact that you're not settled, that you're still kind of up in the air. There's one or more things depressing him, Happy. What do you mean? Never mind. Just don't lay it all on me. But I think if you just started, if there's any future for you out there, I'll tell you, Hap, I don't know what the future is. I don't know what I'm supposed to want. What do you mean? Well, I spent 6 or 7 years after high school trying to work myself up. Shipping clerk, salesman, business of one kind or another, and it's a measly manner of existence. To get on that subway on the hot morning summers, to devote your whole life to keeping stock, making phone calls, selling or buying, to suffer 50 weeks of the year for the sake of a 2-week vacation, when all you really desire is to be outdoors with your shirt off and always to have to get ahead of the next felon still. That's how you build a future? Well, you really enjoy it on a farm. Are you content out there? Hap, I've had 20 or 30 different kinds of jobs since I left home before the war. And it always turns out the same. I just realized it lately. In Nebraska, when I herded cattle, and the Dakotas, and Arizona, now it's Texas. It's why I came home now. I guess because I realized it. This farm I work on, it's spring there now, see? And they've got 15 new colts. There's nothing more inspiring or beautiful than the sight of a mare and a new colt. And it's cool down there, see? Texas is cool now, it's spring. And whenever spring comes to where I am, I suddenly get the feeling, my God, I ain't going anywhere. What the hell am I doing playing around with horses? $28 a week. I'm 34 years old. I ought to be making my future. That's when I come running home. And now I get there, and I don't know what to do with myself. I've always made a point of not wasting my life. And every time I come back here, I know that all I've done is to waste my life. You're a poet. You know that, Biff? You're an idealist. No, I'm mixed up very bad. Maybe I ought to get married. Maybe I ought to get stuck into something. Maybe that's my trouble. I'm like a boy. I'm not married. I'm not in business. I'm like a boy. Are you content, Hap? You're a success, are you? Are you content? Hell no. Why, you're making money, aren't you? All I can do is wait for the merchandise manager to die. And suppose I get to be merchandise manager. He's a good friend of mine, and he just built a terrific estate on Long Island. And he lived out there for 2 months and sold it. And now he's building another one. He can't enjoy it once he's finished. And I know that's just what I would do. I don't know what the hell I'm working for. Sometimes I sit in my apartment all alone. And I think of the rent I'm paying. And it's crazy. But then, it's what I always wanted. My own apartment, a car, and still, I'm lonely. Listen, why don't you come out west with me? You and I, hey? Sure, maybe we could buy a ranch, raise cattle, use our muscles. Men built like we are, we should be working in the open. The Lohman brothers, eh? Sure, we'd be known all around the counties. That's what I dream about, Biff. Sometimes I want to just rip my clothes off in the middle of the store and outbox that merchandise manager. I mean, I can outbox him, outrun, outlift anybody in that store. And I have to take orders from those common petty losers till I can't stand it anymore. I'm telling you, kid, if you were with me, I'd be happy out there. See, Biff, everybody around me is so false that I'm constantly lowering my ideals. Baby, we'd stand up for one another. We'd have someone to trust. If I were around you, Hap, the trouble is we weren't brought up to grub for money. I don't know how to do it. Neither can I. Then let's go. The only thing is, what can you make out there? But look at your friend, builds an estate and has that peace of mind to live in it. Yeah, but when he walks into the store and the waves part in front of him, that's $52,000 a year coming through the revolving door. And I got more on my pinky finger than he has in his head. Yeah, but you just said, I got to show some of those pompous, self-important executives over there that Hap Lohman can make the grade. I want to walk into the store the way he walks in. Then I'll go with you, Biff. We'll be together yet, I swear. I'd like to find a girl, steady, somebody with substance. That's what I long for. Go on, you'd never come home. I would. Somebody with character, with resistance, like Mom, you know. Let's go to sleep. I guess we didn't sell anything, eh? I just got one idea that I'm going to try. Yeah, what's that? You remember Bill Oliver? Sure, Oliver is very big now. You want to work for him again? No, but when I quit, he said something to me. Put his arm around my shoulder. He said, Biff, you need anything, you come to me. I remembered that. That sounds good. I think I'll go to see him. If I get 10,000 or even 7,000 or 8,000, I could buy a beautiful ranch. I bet he'd back you because he thought highly of you, Biff. I mean, they all do. You're well liked, Biff. That's why I say come back here. And we both have the apartment. And I'm telling you, Biff, any babe you want. No, with the ranch, I could do the work I like and still be something. I just wondered, though. I wonder if Oliver still thinks I stole that carton of basketballs. Oh, he probably forgot that long ago. It's almost 10 years. You're too sensitive. Anyway, he didn't really fire you. Well, I think he was gonna. I think that's why I quit. I was never sure whether he knew it or not. I knew he thought the world of me, though I was the only one he'd let lock up the place. Shh! You hear that? Doesn't he know that Mom can hear that? Isn't that terrible? Don't leave again, will you? You'll find a job here. You gotta stick around. I don't know what to do about him. It's getting embarrassing. Mom's hearing that. Go to sleep. But talk to him in the morning, will you? With her in the house? Brother. I wish you'd have a good talk with him, Biff. That selfish, stupid, shh, Biff, shh, sleep. Ms. Toastmaster.